had a chance to do one of these in a few days. Kind of wasn't up for it, but I'm in one of the moods today. Man, for real. I'm in the mood today to like kind of cook on a lot of different subjects and shit, because the title of the video is appropriate for what's going on. Like, it's just like you just seeing some shit that's going on in this box and shit. It's just getting really disturbing. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'ma always try to be objective and fair on all levels. You know, so got a lot of stuff to talk about. Talk about the trainer of the year. What's up? First of all, Derrick James should have been trainer of the year. Okay, Errol Spence, returned to boxing after, a long layoff, and he was successful over Danny Garcia. And I'm gonna talk about that whole Bud and Errol Spence dilemma, and just really keep it 100, and just like really say who the real problem is. The real problem, like I said with the fight, is the content creators, how one-sided they are. But yeah, Derrick James should have been trainer of the year. I don't have no problem with that. I do believe Derrick James should have been trainer of the year, and it shouldn't have been, Teofimo Sr. And I'm cool with Teofimo Sr. and Teofimo Lopez. They haven't like all the way fell out of favor with me. The only problem I had with Teofimo is him calling Deontay Wilder out his name over the Tyson Fury stuff. You shouldn't be calling another man the B word, because damn well if you saw Deontay Wilder in person, you wouldn't say that. You would run for your life, because if Deontay Wilder swing at you, you may not ever box again. And then I had an issue with his father, during one of his fights where he was, using the N-word, and everybody know how I feel about that, which, by the way, I'm going to talk about that bitch Iggy Azalea, using that word, and she used the one with an ER. But really, it's no difference to me, but I'm going to talk about that later on. And now it's looking like Ryan Garcia is going to skip over Devin Haney, and he's going to try to go for Tank. Now, this is where Mauricio Sullivan, like I said, why the WBC is a joke. Now, it was funny. They basically told Teofimo that he isn't undisputed, which none of us really believed that he was anyway. Saying basically he ain't undefeated, he's not undisputed till he takes Devin Haney's belt or fights Devin Haney and gets that belt. So I was just like cracking up. So basically they pretty much admitted that franchise championship ain't no real damn belt, except if you name Canelo Alvarez. I mean, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. And I'll say it with an asterisk. And it just goes to show you how wishy-washy Mauricio Sullivan is. Now, that's kind of funny, man. I'm supposed to be linking up with Bill. Like, cause I'm going to Las Vegas, like, for New Year's Eve. So, I'm supposed to be linking up with Bill. I might link up with Kenny Porter. I'm gonna try to see, can I get a exclusive interview with Kenny Porter regarding the Bud negotiations. Because like I said, I'm gonna talk about that too. But like I said before, man, I told Bill to keep his head up about the Devin Haney situation, because like I said, they trying to pull that not marketable, not sellable crap. Like, it doesn't, like I said, these announcers and these color commentators are so wishy-washy. First, they'll say people want knockouts, and then when you give them knockouts, they complain about knockouts. Then they'll say, well, we want to see can he really box? So it's just like, and they pull that with primarily the black fighters. We all know what's up with that. We all know what time it is with that, man. Why do we play these games, man? We already know what's up. And it's funny, and you got people complaining about saying that the black fighters don't like the Hispanic fighters and accuse us of being racist to black content creators. Well, it's like this. I'm gonna make this very clear. If you think I'm racist, then don't bring your ass to my channel. I'm not finna try to convince you that I'm something or that I'm not something. If that's what you think, then why you bringing your ass on my channel? Real talk. But it's always this stigma, like I said before. Black people, and particularly black men, we can't voice our opinion about anything unless we talking about other black men. We only allowed to talk about other black men. To a certain degree, we ain't even allowed to speak on black women. Like I said before, they like our channels as long as we criticize black fighters and we don't talk about non-black fighters. If we talk about non-black fighters, then we racist. But it's kind of funny. All you've heard so far is people criticize black fighters and black people, but then they hollering about they ain't racist. And then when you call them out on it, then they holler about, hey man, we all one. No, we're not. And like I keep saying, once again, there ain't no damn black and brown alliance. And this is what and this is why I be saying I don't trust those fucking so-called Afro Latinos, because like I say, they play both sides of the fence. They want to be black when they around blacks, but then when they ain't around blacks, they not black. But then they will talk shit about blacks like a white supremacist. So I just want to say to y'all, that's on that tip, fuck y'all. With a capital F. No, wait a minute. Motherfuck y'all. So, like I said, now we got, Devin Haney being, put on the back burner. And he's headed for Budland, and that's disappointing. Like I said before, Devin Haney conducts himself like a professional, but then people don't want to see him fight, or they say he's not marketable. Like I said before, I guarantee you if Devin Haney got in trouble for slapping some woman, or he got caught with a assault rifle or something like that, then all of a sudden they'll say he's marketable. But like I said, this is like, you can't win for losing. Like I said, it happened to Andre Ward. It happened to Andre Ward, then it happened to, then you had the thing with Floyd. They would say, well, Floyd need to stop conducting himself in an unprofessional manner. But then they would say Andre Ward is boring. So it's just like people can't make up their mind what they want with black fighters. They try to pull you every which way but the right way. So, I mean, whatever. Now, let me move on. There's somebody that I'm really starting to have concerns over. Now, I'm just hearing stuff through the grapevine, and I hope it's not true, but I'm going to give this dude the benefit of the doubt. I've been hearing some stuff about Caleb Plant that's kind of like bothering me. I've been hearing that Caleb Plant sort of don't want to make certain fights. So if that be the case, it puts some validity to what some of the stuff Canelo been saying about him and other people. But at the end of the day, we all know Canelo will try to handicap you. He will try to handicap you like it's going out of style. Canelo need to put one of those handicap stickers, you know what I'm saying, in the ring, because like I said, he will try to handicap the hell out of you. But I just been hearing some things about Caleb Plant, but I'm gonna give Caleb Plant the benefit of the doubt. But you've been hearing that he ain't been trying to make certain fights. Now he got a fight coming up in a few weeks. Got a fight coming up in a few weeks. And I don't know, maybe Caleb Plant wants to try to build his brand a little bit more before he start like trying to or go after those big market himself. He wants his popularity to go up a little bit more. But I've always said this about Caleb Plant. The problem that some people might have with Caleb Plant is what I've heard about Caleb Plant, why some people, in particularly white America, hasn't clinged on to Caleb Plant, because they think Caleb Plant is a little too urban for certain people or certain white America. They think he's a little too urban, and they kind of don't like that. Like I said, if Caleb Plant was on Top Rank, Caleb Plant probably, I know they'd have him probably in suits everywhere he go and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of funny. I truly believe if Caleb Plant was with Top Rank, they would be, I guarantee you, their marketing strategy for Caleb Plant would be through the roof. Because we all know Top Rank don't know how to market brothers. You know? And that's just a fact. And I'm gonna tell you something else, man. I gotta say this, like, just some of these dudes on YouTube, you just really shake their head, and you just really shake your head, and I just can't believe some of the stuff that come out of people's mouths. You know, at the end of the day, like I said, I try to stay in my lane. Like when I, critique boxers, I try my hardest not to get too personal. I really do. I really do. But you got some of these dudes that you could tell they clearly have personal shit against certain fighters. And I think to a certain degree, they be crossing the line. And at the end of the day, they may have to, you know what I'm saying, answer for that sooner than later. And let's hope you keep the same energy if one of these dudes walk up to you. You know, don't try to talk all gangsta shit, on your channel, and then when these dudes run up on you and they beat your ass or something, then you hollering about, oh, I'm not a tough guy, I'm gonna sue. If you portray yourself in a certain manner, then you need to live by that. You can't be flip-flopping. But it's a lot of that on here. It's a lot of that on here. All right, now let me get to something else right quick. Let me get to something else. Now I talked about some other fights that could be possibly coming up. I do like the idea of Regis Prograis versus Mario Barrios. That's a good fight, like I said. I believe that Regis might stop Mario Barrios. He might stop him. I think Regis has learned his lesson, I think, from that Josh Taylor fight. Some people believe that Regis Prograis underestimated Josh Taylor a little bit. He might have did. But at the end of the day, I stand by what I said. I thought Regis won that fight. But it was a pick'em fight. It could have went either way. I thought Regis did enough to win that fight. And plus he had Josh Taylor leaking. And I thought Regis used his jab. Like, Regis got a real good jab. He got a nice jab. And Regis power has carried up to 140. So that's going to be an interesting fight. Now, Adrian Broner, from what I heard, is still you know, and still on the cards, still in the near future for Regis Prograis. So I don't know when this fight is going to take place. It could take place the next pay-per-view. That would be a solid co-main event. You know, what's up? That'll be a solid co-main event. I like that. Now, another co-main event that I think they should consider is Lomachenko Teofimo 2. They should consider putting that on possibly Bud versus Sean Porter. That fight is in negotiations. Don't be fooled by what people are saying. This is a negotiating tactic. At the end of the day, I don't care for trying to negotiate through the media. I don't like it when anybody does it. I just don't like that negotiating through the media. But let me get to this. Let me get to this Errol Spence Bud soap opera shit. At the end of the day, man, like I told you, man, a lot of these content creators is just the problem, man. They really are. Some of these niggas on here should just change they channel to the Errol Spence, fanboy channel. Now, at first, these dudes used to try to portray themselves as being objective, but now they done just showed they true makeup. That they just Errol Spence PBC apologists. And these niggas, what's up? What's up, LB? These niggas just make up shit as they go along. And they love to push the goalposts back. Now, I saw that interview with Blue and Bernie. It was a good interview, and I'm not gonna speak on the interview because even if you try to lightly critique something, you get these messy ass, gossiping ass hoes on here. You know what I'm saying? That act like they pee sitting down. Oh man, did you hear what Town said about you? You hear, like, look, I don't have no problem with my subs critique my shit. It's not a big deal as long as you don't call me out my name, man. Like I don't get mad when people correct me or put information that I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? I never said I knew everything. Section, because you know why? That helps me make better videos. It makes the channel better when people give me stories. That gives me content because I can't catch every damn thing. So I don't have no problem with that. But the Errol Spence nut hugging is just beyond ridiculous. And the Errol Spence fans are getting worse than the Pacquiao fans. They're getting worse than the Canelo fans. It's just like absurd. And now all of a sudden, people are bitching and whining about low ball offers from Bob Arum. But yet they say Al Heyman, if this fight go to a purse bid, then Al Heyman shouldn't foot the bill. Well, if it go to a purse bid, then that means Al Heyman wants to fight. The reason why Jose Ramirez versus, I mean, for real, I'm just keeping it 100. When Jose Ramirez fought on DAZN, they won the purse bid, and Jose Ramirez got paid. He got paid. They gave him a lot of money to fight Hooker. But these dudes said, "Oh, Al shouldn't pay for these." Some of these dudes is just absurd. Some of these dudes is just absurd, man. Where you just look at them, are you serious? So now Al Heyman ain't supposed to like. So if Al Heyman win the purse bid, they still want Bob Arum to pay for it. That mean Al Heyman wants to like have full promotional control. This is something now. All of a sudden, you got these niggas changing the rules for Al Heyman, and this is what I mean. So Al Heyman shouldn't foot the bill, just as well as he don't do interviews with the media, in particularly black media. And then you got these niggas hollering about Errol Spence got all this drawing power that he really don't have. I could go right now to the average mall the same way I could say, have you heard of Errol Spence? And I guarantee you people will say, who? Floyd and Manny Pacquiao are household names. Just people that haven't even heard of Canelo. And you know the funny thing is, I'm going to do a solo video about Canelo, how he isn't beloved by, you know what I'm saying, by Mexicans like they want people to believe. Because if you talk to some of my people at my job, some of my folks, some of the Mexicans at my job, if I got them on tape saying what they thought of Canelo, I'm talking about your jaw would drop. That's how, for real, he's not beloved like how they make it out to be. Some people like him, some people don't. But they did, like, for real, man, these people be cracking me up, man. Like, first of all, Errol Spence fought in his hometown. And he sold, like, so they say, 16,000 tickets. But we all know the pay-per-view numbers was inflated. They all know the pay-per-view numbers was inflated. And that's just real talk. First of all, Bud fought in his hometown of Lincoln, Nebraska. He sold 13,000 tickets. He sold out Lincoln and he sold out Omaha. And then Bud is just as popular as Errol Spence. This man draws 2 million viewers every time he fights. So how can they sit up there and say that Errol Spence is more popular than Bud when he isn't? That's a fucking lie. It's a fucking lie. First of all, Bud fought in the bubble in Las Vegas. If Bud had fought Kell Brook in Omaha without this pandemic shit, Bud would have sold out. But then people would have said, oh, that's because Bud fights in his hometown. Well, the same thing with Errol Spence. And they be cracking me up about this thing with Danny Garcia. They really make it look like Danny Garcia is some kind of world beater. Errol Spence done been on pay-per-view more than Bud. Bob Arum, first of all, shouldn't have had Bud fighting Victor Postol on pay-per-view. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. Real talk. Like I said, you need a certain dance partner. Danny Garcia, keep in mind, Errol Spence fights these Hispanic fighters. Okay, he fought Sean Porter. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. He did like, I think it was around 14,000 at the Staples Center. But you had a lot of tickets that was comped. Okay? You had a lot of tickets that was comped. I could really like break this down. This is what I'm saying. They disregard the people who Bud beat. He beat Jeff Horn, who beat Manny Pacquiao, who knocked out Randall Bailey. Randall Bailey was a dude that a lot of people was ducking because Randall Bailey was a monstrous puncher. So like I said, what you'll have a fan base that will like downrate somebody's opponent selection versus theirs. At the end of the day, it's fact that Bud tried to get fights with all those dudes. What? Now, I don't know how much they saying that Amir Khan got like 6 million to fight Bud, and Bud got somewhere around 7 or 8. But here's the thing. Remember, Bud fought Amir Khan on the same day that Danny Garcia fought Adrian Granados. That could have been Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia was offered at the time $3 million. He took less money to fight Adrian Granados. He got paid like $1 million and some change. And they was willing to give Danny Garcia a little bit more money. And I think that Danny Garcia would have did more numbers versus Bud, because like I said, you have the Hispanic dynamic, and that always plays a role in boxing. But then at the same time, if you got a certain black fighter, you could do some good numbers too. Bud versus Sean Porter is gonna do some decent numbers, because one, Sean has fought on pay-per-view before. And Sean has looked really good in his last few fights versus how Sean looked versus Ugas and a couple of other people. Sean has actually fought. Now, like I said, as far as the 1 million thing, that's negotiation shit. That's negotiation shit. Now, for people to sit up there and try to say, well, Sean should get this amount of money versus that amount of money, that's up to, Kenny, that's up to, Al Heyman or whatever happened. But people have to admit that Sean don't have a belt right now. So when you lose a certain fight, when you lose a championship fight, whether people like it or not, your value goes down a little bit. But then here's the thing. Now, these dudes and this is where the hypocrisy comes with a lot of these cornballs. Now, they're claiming that Bud is trying to lowball Sean Porter. But nobody says nothing about Errol Spence giving Mikey Garcia 50% and giving Danny Garcia somewhere between 40%. And Danny Garcia has 2 losses. First of all, how 2 undefeated fighters and you got a dude talking about somebody should take 70-30 or 60-40? Man, get your ass out of here, man. And once again, Bob Arum is willing to let Bud go fight on the PBC. He let Jose Ramirez go fight on DAZN. He got broke off. Jesse Vargas and Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia got $7 million to fight Jesse Vargas. But you got these clowns saying, oh, Al shouldn't have. Like, man, like, I was looking at some of them people in the comment section, man. Like, the nut hugging is just, is some of these niggas is acting like Royce the 5'9" with Eminem. Like I keep saying. And you also got to take it to the fact, like I say, Bud is just as popular as Errol Spence. Why would the number 1 pound per pound fighter not think he should get at least 50%? And once again, Bud, since he has came to 147, which nobody can dispute, Bud has stopped everybody. He has stopped everybody at 147. I'm not worried about nobody coming on here talking shit, because all they gonna do is wait till the podcast is over. And I need somebody to explain that, because people say they won't knockout. So why don't Bud's knockouts have any value? And once again, this is Errol Spence's third fight without a knockout. He hasn't had a knockout in a while. It's always excuses. Oh, I just wanted to give Danny Garcia a boxing lesson. No, you just couldn't knock out you couldn't knock out Danny Garcia. It's always, the narrative always get changed. You had people saying, okay, he gonna stop Danny Garcia. I knew he wasn't gonna stop Danny Garcia. I mean, he beat Danny Garcia's butt. I'm almost willing to bet you money Bud would have stopped Danny Garcia, but then the excuses would have flied. They always are going to change the narrative. Like I said, Bud stopped Jeff Horn. And remember, those were fights that some people said that he was going to lose. He dominated Jeff Horn. Some people said he was going to struggle against Amir Khan. He dominated Amir Khan. Okay? Now, he had an up and down fight with the Mean Machine, but the Mean Machine is an Olympic gold medalist, just like Lomachenko. But you had some of them Lomachenko fans nut-hugging Lomachenko's gold medal to try to say why Lomachenko is so good, but this is what I'm talking about. These are the black content creators. Once again, they really worried about this fight. They really don't want this fight to happen. Like I said, Bud has stopped everybody at 147. And like I said, these dudes, like I said, a lot of these dudes on here, they just part of the goof troop. They really part of the goof, for real, the goof troops. Because they don't make no sense. And then they try to sit up here and think they can nigga-splain to me, and they can't. I've been doing this too long. Like I said, I've been covering fights for a minute. I've been watching boxing for a minute. I covered, like I said, over like a shitload of fights. Like I keep trying to tell you, behind the scenes, the people that they was blaming for the big fight not getting made wasn't the dude that was with Top Rank. Okay. So I'm just keeping it a buck. Am I not allowed to keep it a buck? Am I not allowed to tell the truth? And then you have some people, and see, this is what I'm talking about. You got some people trying to justify Errol Spence fighting Canelo, but then Errol Spence say, okay, I'm trying to unify. Okay, either you trying to unify or you not. Why are you talking about Canelo, but you saying you trying to unify? And then people say, oh, and then you got people trying to make it look like people are being unfair to Errol Spence. This shit is coming out of Errol Spence's mouth. You said you was trying to unify, but you fought Mikey Garcia, a guy that didn't have no damn belt. You say you trying to unify at 147 before you move up, but you talking about you want to fight Canelo. Canelo got Chalo problems. Canelo got Demetrius Andrade problems. Canelo got Caleb Plant problems. Canelo got David Benavidez problems. So what you mean? Like for real, this is what I'll be saying, man. This is why, like I told you, man, I mean every word I say, man. That's why I don't fuck with a lot of these dudes on here, because like I said, they full of shit. These dudes is full of shit. They keep pushing the goalposts back. You say Bud is trying, and Bob Arum is trying to lowball Sean Porter, but if you go into a purse bid and PBC wins the purse bid, then They are supposed to, like, you know what I'm saying? They are supposed to, like, try to pay the salaries out. But this is what I mean by these dudes pushing the goalposts back. And then here's the thing. If it's going to a purse bid, then basically they saying that Fox don't want it or ESPN. So what are they saying about Sean Porter then? Are they saying Sean Porter don't have no drawing power neither as well? And they saying that this should be a TV fight versus pay-per-view? But see, you never get niggas that talk about that because they ass backwards, and a lot of them is just frauds. And it just need to be said. Oh, I don't think Al, people saying I don't think Al should have to pay the like what? Let it go to a purse bid. For real. Let it go to a purse bid. And if PBC win the purse bid, then they get full promotional rights and control. They get control of everything. That don't make no sense. A lot of these dudes just be making up shit as they go along, man. But like I said, for real, but they just starting to show their true makeup. So, but these are the same niggas that's hollering about, oh, well, Bud need to go to the PBC. Okay, well, if he fights on a PBC card, this is their chance to get Bud over there. Shouldn't you be trying to entice Bud by saying, yeah, I'm gonna pick up the fight. We gonna give you $7 million. We gonna give Sean whatever. We gonna give you 7. We gonna give Sean 5, 6, whatever. So I'm just scratching my head, man. But like I said, at the end of the day, these dudes, they tell on themselves, man. They expose themselves for being fanboys. Like I said, I'm just trying to get the damn fight made. That's all I'm trying to do, man. They don't be knowing what direction they want to go. But like I said, they might as well, some of these dudes need to just change their channel name to the Errol Spence channel or the official Errol Spence fan channel. And I'm not attacking Errol Spence, like I said. It's just that his fans they just really delusional. They making it look like Errol Spence then had this streak of beating consecutive like pound for pound fighters. But they swear to God, Bud ain't fought nobody. Like I said, Danny Garcia went into the fight with 2 losses. Should have more than that. Should have 4. Because a lot of people thought he lost to Peterson. And then a lot of people thought that he lost to Herrera. And then you had somebody saying some of the dumbest shit that I ever heard. And this what made me know that these dudes are fanboys. You had a couple of people saying, oh, well, Jeff Horn losing his recent fight makes Bud resume not look too good. Oh, really? Well, then I guess Sean losing to Errol Spence and losing his belt, then shouldn't Sean be held to the same standards? Didn't his value go down by him losing to Errol Spence? Didn't Danny Garcia's value go down by losing to Keith Thurman? And Sean Porter? You see what I mean? See how these niggas like expose themselves for being fanboys? So let me get this straight. Jeff Horn loses to somebody and Bud's resume, the value of his resume goes down. But Danny Garcia, before he fought Errol Spence, he fought Red Cash. and then he lost to Sean Porter. But that mean his man. See what I mean? I told you these dudes expose themselves. Like I said, this is why I don't debate with these dudes. Cause like I said, they full of shit. They full of shit. So let me get this straight. If a Bud opponent loses to somebody, their value go down, their stock go down. But if an Errol Spence opponent loses, their stock goes up. Are you you I want y'all to listen closely to what some of these niggas be saying. They full of shit. They full of shit. Horse shit. Don't get mad at me because I'm speaking truth. And this is what I mean by this is just a joint effort to just try to devalue Bud and try to devalue his resume and him as a fighter. Like I said, it ain't no fucking way in hell that another undefeated fighter should take 70-30. For real. But then at the same time, once again, they keep talking about, oh, well, Bud fought Danny Garcia. I mean, Errol Spence, he fought Danny Garcia. He fought Sean Porter. Once again, Sean Porter, when he fought Errol Spence, Sean Porter already had 2 losses. You could have made an argument that he lost the Ugas fight, but he got, okay, you know. Then Sean had struggled against Julio Diaz. Bud destroyed Diaz, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, these dudes do not make any kind of sense, man, whatsoever. They do not make sense. Now, I know somebody gonna come on here talk shit, but ask me, do I care? And then I know somebody gonna watch this video and make some little snide, like little response video. But at the end of the day, like I said, them dudes is full of shit, and they not boxing fans. They fanboys. They just need to admit that they team Spence no matter what. They just need to admit that they Errol Spence fanboys, and they just need to just keep it 100. Because at the end, and this is what I'm talking about. Like I said, they don't have no problem with Mikey Garcia, a non-black, getting 50%, or Danny Garcia getting like 45%, somewhere between 40. But they think Bud supposed to get 30%, and he an undefeated fighter. Excuse me. And this is what I mean by these old fake ass hotep so-called pro-black channels. But then some of these niggas on here ain't even married to black women, but be trying to talk that hotep pro-black shit. Fuck out of here. For real, get your ass out of here. You got more people. You got more black people against Bud than you got non-blacks, and I find that disturbing. I find that disturbing, and that's why, for real, you shouldn't listen to some of these fake ass so-called pro-black channels. Oh, I'm a black man. I'm a black man. I'm this. I'm that. You know what I'm saying? I'm. You know. I read the autobiography of Malcolm X, but you married to a white woman or a non-black woman. Get your ass out of here, man. Get your fake ass out of here. You like that nigga on I'ma Get You Sucker, man. Nigga had all that African shit, had the dashiki on. Motherfucker had a damn white chick. Like I said, that's how a lot of these dudes on here, man. That's how a lot of these dudes roll and shit. These dudes really, and like I said, and I'm tired of, and I'm gonna tell you something else I'm tired of too. I'm tired of some of these niggas hiding behind this Bud don't talk to the media and he dogs out black media. Like I said before, I can't make the nigga do an interview with me. I mean, I'm just saying, Bud been talking to Miss Boxing Baby. Miss Boxing Baby is black. He did an interview with Brian Cluster. And then another thing that some of these dudes be trying to hide behind is some of them say, well, you know, I have an issue with Bud because of how he did you in Fresno. If I told y'all that I got over it and that I'm cool with it, then y'all should have moved on. I've been got over that shit. That shit was like, man, that shit was like, man, that shit was almost 3 years ago. I've been got over that shit. But at the end of the day, let me tell you what was really going on. Basically, somebody, you know, people tried to coerce me into going in on Bud. That's what that shit was really all about. And see, I'm gonna tell you something else, because I'm gonna be completely 100. When I say I don't like some of these niggas that be saying they part of the LDBC, because at the end of the day, they pushing a certain agenda. They then alienated some of the boxing fans of black fighters. So they've been having people thinking, well, damn, I only have to so basically I have to only root for black PBC fighters. And that's not the case. Hey, appreciate that, man. Because that's what they've been doing. And a lot of people think, well, damn, because I get this all the time. So what, you can't be a Bud fan and be part of the LDBC? I'm part of the LDBC. But a lot of niggas been pushing that agenda. And I'm telling y'all right now, don't listen to them niggas. Fuck them. Yeah, I said it. Because at the end of the day, we all black people. And we supposed to be for black fighters. It don't matter who they with. I don't like the idea of Lamont Roach being with Golden Boy, but I'ma support him. I support Shakur Stevenson. For real. But that's what's been going on. And a lot of these dudes been pushing that narrative. You know what I'm saying? And that's not true. You could be a Bud fan and be part of the LDBC and support the LDBC. But a lot of these niggas been doing that shit. Where they been pushing that agenda and shit. And like I said, I don't fuck with them. I'm just keeping it 100. At the end of the day, I just got to keep it 100. Because I'm being completely honest. This need to be said, and it should have been said. Like I said, we all black people in this piece, man. We all black people. We supposed to be trying to get this fight made, but like I said, these niggas these niggas got their head so far up Errol Spence's ass. What they trying to do? They want Bud to fight certain people, and they hoping that Bud lose. They don't want Bud. Let me tell you something. They didn't want Bud to beat Kell Brook. Them niggas was hoping that Kell Brook won. Now, I'm going to make this very clear. I'm friends with Kenny. I'm going to stay neutral. I'm not going to pick a winner. If and when Bud versus Terrence Crawford get made, I'm going to completely stay neutral. Nah, I didn't get a chance. But yeah, that's what's been going on. And like I said before, ain't nobody gonna muzzle me. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to say on my channel. Like I said, this my shit. And I'm calling it like how I see it. You can be a Bud supporter and be part of the LDBC, even though some of these niggas would have you thinking otherwise. And I'm just keeping it 100. I don't want to hear, don't come on here talking this shit about, you being divisive, but these niggas been divisive the whole time. You didn't have people like say personal shit about Andre Ward, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I know what be up with that Andre Ward shit too, and niggas think I don't know what's up with that Andre Ward shit when I be seeing some of these niggas like making a little snide remarks towards Andre Ward. I know what's up with that shit. Oh, I definitely know what's up with that Andre Ward shit. But it's cool though. It's cool. I'm a very intelligent man. I know what's up with that Andre Ward shit. Trust me, I do. At the end of the day, y'all need to understand something. With the exception of Brian Kenny and Chris Mannix, which I don't know why Chris Mannix is covering boxing, because he more of a basketball guy from what I heard. And I don't know why Brian Kenny keep getting jobs. Like I said before, Chris Mannix, to me, I've been seeing a lot of those white supremacist fumes with him. I'm really starting to peep that out. And Brian Kenny, I always kind of saw it in Brian Kenny. And the funny thing is, guys like Brian Kenny ain't probably never boxed a day, and they probably ain't never been in a physical altercation ever in their damn life. And then it'd be kind of funny, they try to tell you that because they white and they say so, you have to say Canelo is number one pound for pound. Canelo is not pound for pound number one to me. I don't, like I said, I don't give a fuck about Canelo fans being mad at me because I don't acknowledge Canelo at number one. Like I said before, if you don't like my channel, get your ass off my channel. Canelo is not number one to me. For real. And this is what I'm saying. Canelo ain't been fighting world beaters as of late neither. For real. He fought a suspect, Sergey Kovalev, in a fight that a lot of people thought was fixed. Okay, he fought Rocky Fielding, a guy that nobody heard of. And he finna fight another run-of-the-mill fighter. Then he may fight Billy Ho Sanders. So I'm just saying, Canelo as of lately ain't been fighting world beaters neither. And then I'm seeing Marcos make a video saying Canelo's number one and it's not even close. Why? Because he Mexican like you? And this is what I mean. But that's okay. I expect Marcos to say that. I don't have no problem with Marcos. Marcos just staying on code, just like I'm staying on code. But a lot of these niggas ain't been on code with this Bud Errol Spence thing. Like I said, hardly none of these cornball ass niggas called out that goofball nigga in Dallas, cause that nigga was a goofy who threatened to shoot Bud and wouldn't let. And like I said, Errol Spence once again wouldn't let Bud get in the ring. And that's always been tradition. So once again, the Errol Spence Brigade, they try to change the rules for him. They try to change the rules for Al Heyman. They pushing the go. Like I said, they are becoming the worst. They becoming the worst. Well, the one thing you can at least promote this fight, you can have, you know what I'm saying, PEDs versus PEDs. Because Canelo been popped and Billy Joe Saunders been popped. So I'm just saying. But they don't hear me though, man, because like I said, man, these dudes, they don't want to hear logic. They don't want to hear nothing that makes sense. They don't want to hear hear the truth, I told you, I'm not finna be on nobody's nutsack. Nobody's. I'm not finna suck up to Eddie Hearn. I'm not finna suck up to Bob Arum's lying ass. I'm not finna, and I'm not finna worship Al Heyman. None of them dudes. But I want you to just listen. I came with facts. These dudes do anything to try to devalue Bud as a fighter. Yeah, they should just call it no testing. Or they should call it don't test me. And that's another thing. Canelo ain't been getting tested for those for that shit. Like, that's just how people is, man. That's just how these dudes get down. Canelo is being allowed to, you know what I'm saying, do what he need to do. He finna fight in his home. He finna fight. Hey, he finna fight in his hometown of Guadalajara, Mexico. So Canelo finna eat the shit out of that mystery meat. Man, don't be surprised if Canelo look like one of the Monstars in his next fight. Man, he may look like one of the Monstars in his next fight. I'm just keeping it 100. Don't be surprised, man. Canelo probably, man, I'm telling you right now, Canelo finna stuff himself with that mystery meat. Canelo probably roiding up the cows right now. He probably, man, that shit go be, man, I'm just telling you now, he probably what's up? They let that dude fight in his hometown of Guadalajara. Like I said, Canelo, this is gonna be hilarious. Like I said, don't be surprised, like I said, if Canelo looked like one of the Monstars from Space Jam. He might, like, you know what I'm saying? He might jump in the ring and shit, and he might just jump up and down like you know what I'm saying, trying to like loosen up, and then the whole fucking ring just cave in and shit. Well, that's been completely overlooked. You know, there's some validity to that. A lot of Mexicans don't even consider Canelo Mexican. They call him a white boy. They be calling him a white boy. Like I said, man, this shit gonna be, like I said, that shit gonna be hilarious. Canelo really got a free pass. We all know if Canelo's name, if his last name was Johnson and his first name was you know what I'm saying, Kareem or something, we all know people still would be talking about that. But you know, like I said, you know, when you a black dude and you do something, they never let you forget. But if you any other color but black, then they want to disregard it. And that should always follow Canelo. And I'm still And I'm still generous enough to say Canelo is a pound for pound fighter, even though he been popped. He failed not one, he failed 2 tests. Not one, but 2. And came up with that bullshit excuse. And it's funny, y'all. What do the NFL tell you in the NBA tell you when you test positive, or Major League Baseball tell you? Yeah. What do they tell you? What do they tell you when the NFL, man? Oh man, it was some over the counter like drink mix that I got. What do they tell you? You responsible for what you put in your body. So why don't Canelo is held to those same standards? Oh, it was an accident. How the fuck you go? Okay. If it's an accident, why you kept eating that meat then? Why don't you buy meat from the States? Yeah, they increased the computer raw levels. The funny thing is, the commission, the commission, I don't think they increased the levels. If he still fails, he still could get in trouble. But basically what the WBC is doing, they have their own test levels. Basically they saying, well, if he tests positive again, we won't strip him of his belt. That's basically what they doing. Like I said, man, I'm T Grizzly, man. This shit too, I do this shit with no effort, man. I'm too good at this shit, man. I'm too good at this shit. Yeah, I know. I mean, at the end of the day, I know they getting a pass to duck black fighters. Ryan Garcia is, you know what I'm saying? Well, they gonna duck certain type of black fighters. They gonna duck black fighters that they think have a chance of beating them. We all know that Charlo is a serious threat. But for real, hey, I'ma be back. I'ma be back. I gotta get this gas and shit. I'ma be back though in an hour or two.